Yeah, I'm back. I ain't mean to do that. But just sticking to my game. You know what I mean? Really coming into the realization about my own self and what I'm supposed to be doing and things of that nature. You know, a lot of times, like I'm gonna be honest, like just it is all about the advice. It is because even in the past, right, we were taught that the religion religion is sincere advice. Wow, and that's the truth. Meaning, like your way of life, that's why they say, like, it takes a village of people to raise a child. How can you raise a child without giving the child constantly admonishing and giving the child good advice? Constantly. And how can the society and the village and the people, the town or whatever, be in a good state as a society, just as a group, without everyone constantly always us advising each other on like what's the best things for us to do or to stay away from this. That's what it is. Giving good advice. So there's nothing wrong with that. Only highly intelligent people accept admonishment. Only the dummies be like, yo, somebody don't listen. The more you grow up in life, and you probably talking about age, the more you grow up in life, the more you develop strong discernment. Like what what I mean. You could sort in between the things that you should listen to and the things you should just leave alone, right? That level of discernment comes with maturity, and it also comes with just like cultivating your developing good character traits. Period. You know what I'm saying? So though at times I'm making videos and I'm trying to advise people to do things, trust and believe I take advice all day because actually, okay, I listen to people that I perceive to be, let's say, on something a little bit stronger than me, on whatever I'm listening to them for. If you can dig that. And what I'm saying is, if whatever the case, and they might just be, whatever. I listen to people, and I advise people to listen to me because on some good days, I could drop a jewel. I could say, give you, tell you something that might be beneficial to you in your journey. But that's what we are. See what I'm saying? So us working together as a people should always be in motion, in action. And I'm just saying, like it's a lot of stuff to be spoken on. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff. You know what I mean? If you truly want good for people, you're gonna give them some sincere advice, and it's called nasiha, right? In the Arabic, in the Islamic tradition, which is one of my bases. The deen is nasiha. The deen, the religion, is sincere advice. So that's something that has stuck to me, and it's gonna always be with me. And that's what it is. I'm always give the most sincere advice that I possibly can. That's what I'm gonna do. And I advise myself and anybody who wanna listen. Be sincere to yourself. Be sincere to your higher self. Be sincere to God. Be sincere to Allah. Do the right things for the right reason. You know, reason and getting back to because there's some other stuff I want to talk about, but I don't want to be. I don't want to get on that certain stuff when people do things that I dislike that I come into contact with, whether it be in real life or on the internet. I be but then I'll be like, no, don't talk about that because I don't want to follow a trend of just talking about people being corny or people being thorough. I just want to like drop something and just be like, yo, think about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stay away from like, okay. I don't want to talk about individuals who like, let's say, be backbiting or be talking shit about people. I don't really want to talk about that. I would just want to advise people to not indulge in that. Or people drinking and smoking and all that stuff too much and all that. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into saying like, yo, you shouldn't drink or you shouldn't smoke. I just be like, like whatever it is you're doing in life, you might accomplish more if you got a clear head. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's based on knowledge. I don't know this based on just like, I don't know this based on just talking. You know what I'm saying? I based on I've done the good and I've done the bad, right? Believe that, okay? So let's work together to think good of each other. You know what I'm saying? And try to help each other do the best that we can. Don't get in nobody's way. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a content creator. You know, I'm a traveling blogger now, and I'm creating content, and you know, I am trying to make a living, but I ain't trying to. I ain't selling the truth. You know, I'm a content creator, and in order for you to be a content creator that moves around, you're not going to be able to be in one spot to, let's say, work a job, right? But guess what? I'm past having a job, a regular type job. You know what I'm saying? And I already know that's something that don't work for me. But I've worked my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So like somebody talking about like I done had success in it, struggles in it, all of it. You know what I mean? So it's like a whole big thing. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate myself and I appreciate people, the people that I come into contact with. Like I got a few internet friends and social media friends that I really appreciate them because it seems like I've made for truthfully I connect with them more than I connect with people in real life. You know, I am where I am now, and I don't know anybody. So I'm by myself, but I was by myself before where I come from. So you know, meaning really like just always by myself and to myself. But I know that's it's a reason for me being in that state. Uh, you know, in what is called hermit mode. You know what I mean? I've been in hermit mode for a while, for a nice little while now, and that's okay because I know myself better. I know myself better. You know what I mean? I know myself better. I know God better, right? Okay. So, and my connection with the Most High Creator is better and stronger because of me being in hermit mode and being secluded away from being around a bunch of people too much, you know, all the time or whatever. You know, but yeah, we gotta constantly be checking ourselves and forcing ourselves and fighting to remain positive, to not be haters, to not be just stupid minded, man. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of different stuff, man. You know, a lot of people see it's hard not to talk about certain things, right? It really is, or how to word things so people don't get sensitive and you know, because a lot of people out here, even a lot of these conscious, a lot of these fake conscious people, right, be out here talking about, you know, how conscious they are and how woke and all that woke stuff and all that stuff, but they still doing the same. They go right into like thinking they job conscious and they still doing the same stuff. They still think the same way. They just trying to work the new words and the new program, the new spirituality. That's religion, the same thing from the past. They just changes the words. It's the same script. Because, hey, change yourself. If you check yourself, you know, like why, you know, like say for instance, overly critiquing people. Some people think that critiquing people is okay all the time, and it's not, because you could. It's a thin line between just like you just critiquing something you slightly dislike or like where and on the right, just a thin line between is you're hating, you know, because anything that let's say I do, okay, I create content. I don't create perfect content, and nobody does because guess what? The content that I create, everybody not gonna be feeling it, or you know what I'm saying, or it's not gonna catch everybody's ear, or you know what I mean. What you name it, or whatever. But that doesn't mean that, you know, that what I create is not good. It's good for somebody or whatever. You know, nobody creates perfect content. You know, so like critiquing people's what people's out here doing or saying and stuff like that too much, you may be going on the other side of things. And that go with anything else in life. You see somebody how they dress, and you say, "Ah, look at her, look at him, what they got on her, look at that bag, or look at those sneaks, and look at those shoes, or look how they set that up." And they say, well, "Why are you worrying about it? If they like it, you should love it." You know what I'm saying? That's just on thoroughness. That ain't even. I ain't even talking about high consciousness and all that. Like you should just be like, okay, if they like it, that's how they want to dress. You know what I'm saying? Cool, fine, dandy. You know what I'm saying? But on some, hey, this stuff, it's all the same. It's all the same from back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And people going to learn a lot of things. If they ever do learn, they're going to learn the same way Bob's learned. They're going to learn through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And if you and the people who never gonna learn, the people that never check themselves. Cause I always check myself to make sure I check my inside, my internal. I check my feelings. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that I don't feel a negative way towards somebody. Let's say somebody who succeeded at some things that I didn't. I constantly have to look at people that's like being successful in something I attempted to do. Constantly. And I constantly gotta like, be like, you know what I'm saying? Check my internal and make sure my internal is solid. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I do it on a daily basis. And that's why I force myself. I strive. Well, not really force myself because I'm thorough for real. But I force myself to check myself to make sure that I'm not falling into something that I dislike. That's something that I would dislike to see in somebody else. I make sure that I'm not falling into that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't mess with nobody else. Women, that never was my thing. I always had my own girls. If I see you being successful at something, I ain't gonna. And I said, damn, I might want to try to do that. But I ain't gonna come right where you at. And I'm gonna go off and hey over here, and I'm gonna maybe even if I do the same thing, I'm gonna be over here, and it don't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that, and that's just how mentally I always was. I always was like that in the mind. And how I did things. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just talking, but I am talking like, about things that kind of like aggravate me a little bit when I witness it, even just online, because a lot of us, we come into contact online. We don't come into contact in real life. Nah. But this stuff is relevant in real life, everyday things. You know what I'm saying? Another thing like what people do, and this ain't got nothing to do with me trying to get no views or likes or none of that stuff. I was talking to a friend of mine. This when I still was home, right? And I said, I was talking about like just certain things that was going on, but and I told him, I said, man, people don't really gotta or say nothing to be labeled to be hating. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the people that's really truly haters, that you know personally, that's your friends or your family, only thing they gotta do is just turn away from you and act like you don't exist. Or act like they don't see you when they see you. That's the only thing they gotta do. And that right there, it takes away from us from certain things. A lot of people that you know and you're friends with, we know how it go. They don't acknowledge you. They don't acknowledge you. They don't acknowledge what you do. They don't acknowledge what you're trying to do. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. I'm pretty sure most of us that be on there, we done heard plenty of stuff that your biggest supporters be people that don't even know you. And it's sad to say that's the truth. But I ain't gonna lie. I have supported people that I do know. I have supported and congratulated people, you know what I'm saying, that I know. That's from my tribe. That's from my neighborhood, the whole 9 yards. I have supported them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care, but like, man, if people cooking food, I go buy food. If they kids playing basketball, they boxing or whatever, man, I'm congratulating. I'm on the whole 9 yards. And there's a couple people that have supported me through the years. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm saying the bulk and the majority, they don't. And I'm being honest, and I don't feel bad about saying it because it's the truth. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? The same way you'll see people that they watch your story. You look at your story on Instagram or whatever. You see the story go by, and you see who all see your story. And these people, but they don't like your story. They don't like it. Why do you see it don't matter. You could just push the like button. It be people that I'm thorough with, I consider family, my friends. I see their stories. I don't even listen to it. I like it. Because you know why? I be thinking in my mind, and I may not even listen to it because maybe my mind be on something else and I'm just scanning, you know what I'm saying? But I'ma like it because you know what? I know that they see that I came through their line. They gonna see it the same way I see the people that come through my line. And you ain't gotta watch, just like it. Do that make sense? And it don't cost nothing, you know what I mean? And these people, you know, they don't got no strong opinions about nothing, man. They don't care about me. I could be posting some stuff about some people getting deleted, or some hoes, or some you know what I'm saying, some NGZs or whatever, and they're like, they be like, oh, somebody got beat, or people getting beat down on the bus or the train or something like that. They're like that kind of stuff. So I know, like, man, come on, man. But that's what I'm saying is, and I hope that some of them see this, and I hope that they see it and be like, you know, like, for real. We should like each other when we see it. We should like each other's stuff. You know what I mean? Especially the people from my background and all of us. Like, come on, man. Like, for real? Really? Most of us, like, you know, a lot of us is we lucky to be alive and healthy. You know what I'm saying? And functioning and moving around in the right state of mind. Come on, man. You know what I mean? And it's turning into like a gripe, right? Like, hey, I'm venting. I'm griping. Well, I'm human. I gripe sometimes, but I ain't really griping. I ain't really griping before. But guess what? I don't know. A lot of times, people forget how to be the right way. People forget, you know, what's good, or they just forget. You know what I mean? And people just forget. And you know, it's sad. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot that I want to say. A lot of people want to, you know, like some of the people that might breeze through my stuff, they might be thinking they really just checking to see, like, just to check my temperature, just to I know how because I know how people think. I'm talking about the people I know. I ain't talking about the no other people. I'm talking people I know. So if they see it, they know I'm talking about them. They gonna know that I'm talking exactly about them. But it don't mean nothing. And they know, and these people know me just like anything else. They know I don't just talk on the line. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you like it or dislike it for anyway. They know, these people that know me, that grew up with me, they know for a fact that I don't care. But that's not it's not my purpose. Let's say I aspire to be greater than what I was, greater than anything that they think that I am. That's what I do. And guess what? And if that's what they was doing, if you aspire to be like a super Muslim, a super evangelist, a Buddhist monk, a Shaolin monk, whatever, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna support you in there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support you in there. So I'm just saying that's just me. And you know, yeah, that was a vent. I ain't mean to vent, but I did kind of vent because, like, somebody kind of pissed me off for real. Because one of my and this is one of like the family and the friends in the physical world. This is one of my friends that I communicate with and talk to here and there, you know, and they commented on my video that the sound quality on my video was bad. They just commented the sound quality on this video is bad. And I was like, okay, like, really? Well, why wouldn't you just say, this is, man, if you got enough nerve to comment something like that, what didn't you say, like, well, I don't know. The way you worded it, maybe for real, maybe they didn't even mean it how it sounded, but it was just like the sound quality in the video was bad. Leave that as a comment. It says, like, you could have just been like, well, next time, on your next video, make sure you turn the volume up or whatever, or whatever. You know, make sure that because your voice sounds very low. I can't hear you that good. Just like people do stuff that, man, it just gets on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? All time, you know what I'm saying? That stuff. That's why I stay far removed from people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know, let people into my energy to get on my nerves. And trust me, see, for you to even speak on it, it's like it seems like it's getting on my, but it ain't really getting on my nerves, cause it's not. Because it's not. Because, somebody, you know how you come across people on the internet and they want to talk to you, and, they want to be friends and all that different stuff, and then you be, you know, what I'm saying? It always be like, whether it's if you're a woman or you're a man, or, like, especially like, how like women try to holler at you or whatever, and I'll be like, because I'm not letting nobody, I'm not in shape, I'm in shape for the world, for anything, but what I'm saying is I don't let people get on my nerves. I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? And certain kind of stupid stuff. I don't live like that. So like people think, oh, you a nice guy. Oh, he's a nice guy, and I'm going to, I'm going to, be friends with him, and then I'm gonna start talking about some stupid crap or whatever. You know how I go. And even on the other side, and I'll be just thinking like, I ain't no nice guy, and I ain't the one for that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the one for that. And sometimes people will be like a certain kind of way towards you and may feel some type of way towards you because, like, let's say you ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? But this the thing, like, even with me, like, you ain't gonna be able to deal with me unless your mind, your head is screwed on tight. Like, I can't be with nobody that ain't high conscious. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time. People who on just like regular stuff, I ain't gonna be able to deal with it. That's why I've been by myself in this chapter. Because I know a lot of times a lot of people, even I come across on the internet when I interact with them, and they'll say one or two things that I know, I'll be like, they not ready to be with nobody. Now it's okay to be like a little cool with them, but I ain't got time, for certain stuff. I gotta, me myself personally, I know that the people that I'm friends with and the people that, let's say, if I get with a woman and I'm in a relationship with her, she gotta be dialed in, she gotta be tuned up mentally, spiritually, physically, everything, to my level at least. You know what I'm saying? And if not, then I'm not gonna deal with it because I ain't, And I'm 52 years old. I ain't trying to fake nobody out. Like I ain't trying to fake nobody out like that. Like, no, I'm too old. I'm too grown in this life to deal with certain things. So I wouldn't even a lot of women that maybe come towards me in certain ways. I be giving them passes because I don't even want to do that to them. I don't want to do that to them because a lot of these women, a lot of women, the same as the men. I mean, I don't deal with men, but I'm saying a lot of like men doing the same dumb shit. But I'm saying like, you know, don't need to be in a relationship. How about just cut it short? Don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because I've learned something through trial and error, through failing multiple times, in relationships, that the really until you get to a point where as though you ready to serve the person that you're in a relationship with, then you're not ready. Because a lot of times, most people, they only trying to get in. The whole purpose of them being in a relationship is for gratification for their own self. It ain't for the upliftment of another being. It ain't for the pleasure of someone else. And listen, everything they want or need the relationship for is for them. So that's why they say, oh, if he ain't this way or that way, then and I can't. I want this, or she ain't like this, or she ain't like. No. And maybe listen. A lot of us, I could be talking about myself. I could be talking about myself. Is not ready to be with people. And I don't know. I done went left from, but you know, hey, it is what it is. I may not even post this video, but shoot, I got 20. This is almost a 25-minute video. I might break it up in pieces, or I might just post it because whatever. Who knows? Somebody might listen to the whole thing, but yeah, I ain't in it for certain stuff. You know what I mean? I'm doing so good by myself. You know, that's what I'm saying. A lot of things have to be reconciled before you get in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I know the damage that I could do to my own life by getting in a relationship with somebody that's not for me. And like I said, I'm 52 years old. I don't have 5 years I ain't wasting 5 years messing around, getting with somebody, and then filtering my way away from them and all of that kind. No, I don't got time for that. I just stay by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll just stay by myself and do the best I can out here free. Uh, you know, hey, we all had to figure it out individually anyway. And some of us is, I know I'm here for. I ain't here for that no more. I got children. I've been married. I've been in relationships. I've experienced what was love at the time. I kind of want to experience a newer version, or I do want to experience a different version of love, or what is thought to be love, because I've never experienced it. But the old stuff, yeah, I've experienced that. I've been with people that, all that love stuff and all that, yeah, which is cool. But that particular version of it is not for me. Yeah, I need somebody that's really like on some, like some cosmic, super spiritual God connection. Really like mad, just really, really, really up to speed with a lot, you know. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody. I can't be in a relationship with somebody that's in a sleep state. I can't be in a relationship. I couldn't be. And I'm saying relationship. I can't even be in a friend. I'm talking about relationship. I ain't talking about relationship. I'm talking about being friends with somebody who talk. Oh, you talking about people? You got people talking about. You got D over here talking about, still talking about Mr. President, and he's a racist and all this. Still on that dump. Still brainwashed on that propaganda and all that kind of stuff. Whether he is or he's not, are you really, really like wasting your wasting your mind power and your energy on that? Because it's multiple versions of whatever you think that is going on simultaneously. But you see what I'm saying? But like what I just said is what people wouldn't even get it. But guess what? This dude is supposed to be a racist, but he didn't free Larry Hoover. Just saying, just like if I even wanted to just delve into that issue, this the same guy, the same man that then freed Larry Hoover, that then freed all these other people that you think is real and famous. You know what I'm saying? Like from the entertainment industry, these people have been pardoned and all this different stuff. If I would never say nothing bad about that man, Mr. President. You know why? Because I got like 5 or 6 homies that was locked up for 20 years and 20 years plus, that's out of jail from the feds because of the stuff that he uh, put forth for them to be able to be on the streets again. So I don't even be knowing what people be like, so-called like black people be even thinking when they talking about, like, the people I know and I'm close to. They not in jail no more. The people I grew up with, they not in jail no more because of him. Like I said, they didn't freed up Larry Hoover. Straight up more. Like, come on, man. Like, people be stupid. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, even like having a friendship with somebody that's still on dumb time, being like homies, like create a new. We homies and shit, and then you talking about some stupid crap. Well, you black or all the somebody over here talking about another woman. She talking about Kamala Harris or something. I mean, I'm like, really? Like, you spend your money on that? You spend your energy on that? So that's what I'm just saying, and I'm just saying you have the right, because that's a whole reality. It truly exists. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. The same way you got people over here, you got the religious purists, and all of them. They got a place over here too. They got a whole reality where everything is this holy war and their reality and all this stuff. Hey, they exist too. But guess what? That's just one reality. There's multiple going on simultaneously. And see, and then most people be like, well, what did you talking about? Multiple realities. Once you get to a certain level, you realize that there's multiple realities. You don't know yet. This is why, like, only the dumb people, the people that's dumb, is still debating and going back and forth. If you don't realize that, you know what I'm saying, it's multiple things going on. If you could pick and choose which one you want to go into the go ahead. You want to go into the one where all that stuff you talking about is happening, or do you want to be, if you want to, or in shift into the reality where all of that is not happening to you, or in your world, or affecting your economical standing, your physical freedoms, and all that kind of stuff. You gotta find a way to shift into the reality that's good for you, because really reality is functioning and moving like film, or you know how they create a cartoon and it's like all these different takes, all of these different particular snaps and takes are a different reality that you could slide on. I mean, that you could slide into from whatever you really, it starts in your mind, your thoughts, and then like your words and your actions, it will start creating a reality for. So if you going into certain type of things, we not saying stuff ain't valid. We're not saying, I'm not saying it with we, the proverbial way, me, right? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying if you start thinking and speaking and physically putting yourself in realms where certain stuff will happen, then that's what's gonna happen. It's just like if you want to make money, then you have to think, speak, and put yourself physically inside a realm for making money. Okay, if you just want to, I don't know, if you want to meet women and you want to sleep with a lot of women, for real, it starts with the mentality, the mindset, the words, and then you have to physically put yourself in close or in the reality where those certain kind of things can happen for you, right? It's just like anything else. If you put yourself in a realm that's free of certain kind of biases, towards other people and all that different stuff, you gotta put you gotta think. And I've put this stuff to the test, even when I was in the sleep state. When I times when I was driving around, I was moving around in my car without a license, and I would just my mind would be focused in on certain things, like, man, I'm doing what I gotta do for me and my kids, and I ain't bothering nobody. I'm just doing the right thing, and I never got messed with. I'm just saying, I just know I've tested this in multiple parts of my life, and I know it's reality. I know it's real, but it's in the mind. It's all with the mind. So that's why you gotta. Once you get to a certain level, you have to be with people that's on the same thing. Even with every reality is real. It is. So if you're really smart, don't be going back and forth with no people. Just make your reality the best that it can possibly be for you and yours. That's what I can say. And you can, if people that don't vibrate as high or on the same, not even to say like I'm above, but I'm saying that people don't vibrate similarly to me, they're not gonna be in my reality. It's not. That's why, for real, I'm by myself right now. Though it's people, mad people around me, but when it gets to a point, it's going something. I'm just saying, things will change, or it could stay the same, whatever. But I'm just talking, and yeah, that's it. That's it.